everyone, I'm Amps, an admin for the Nimdom, and this is our Nimdom Top 10 series. I will explain how the Top 10 series and the channel on our Discord server will work. Every Tuesday on Nim's Twitch channel, we go over units that viewers have submitted on stream, and we usually end it off with the Nimdom Top 10 Heroes. In order to have a chance at being selected as a Nimdom Top 10 Hero, you must be part of our Discord, and you have to submit your hero to the #HeroReviews channel. As it stands right now, you may submit as many heroes as you like. Just be sure to include your friend code or specify that you're already on Nim's friends list. If you would like, you can also specify if the build is more focused for a certain game mode like Arena or Ether Raids. Our Heroes Review staff will only pick one of your heroes to be featured, meaning if you submit 2 or more heroes, only one of them can make it. How the channel works is that it will open on Tuesday's reset, which is 12 AM PST, 3 AM EST. The channel will stay open until Saturday's reset, which is also 12 AM PST and 3 AM EST. And after this time period, the channel will no longer be accepting more submissions, and the Heroes Review team will be looking over heroes to be featured on the stream on Tuesday.
These builds all look pretty meh. Except for that Black Knight. I want him.
If your hero is chosen to be featured as an Nimdom Top 10, one of the Hero Review staff members will contact you on Saturday or Sunday, and you'll have until Monday's reset, which is 12 AM PST, 3 AM EST, to contact them back, otherwise your hero may not be featured. The channel will then open up again on Tuesday at 12 AM PST, 3 AM EST, and the cycle will reset and it'll just be as is. And yeah, that's basically how the channel works. If you have any more questions, you can ask me on the Discord server, or you could talk to one of the Hero Review staff members. Anyways, here are the heroes for this week.
Well, we did want to see a Rutger, so the new Rutger, tier 18, the headband looks good. Lone Swordsman Rutger, Woodal Plus. Wait a second. Okay, I'm already kind of triggered. Alright, sure. Woodal Plus is his weapon. His HP is 51, 48 attack, 44 speed, 30 defense, 24 res. But the problem is... Okay, why do people do that? I always see people like with Woodal switch to slaying, and slaying. People that come slaying switch to Woodal. I always see it. I know there's reasons for it. And I know it makes a difference, but jeez. Alright, well, with Woodal Plus, Moonbow, Attack Defense Solo, and Wrath. So you went from Attack Defense Bond to Attack Defense Solo. Woodal with Wrath is always for quick damage. The Moonbow too, so extra 10 damage here. When Moonbow triggers, another 10 damage extra from Woodal. And then Drive Defense, Brazen Attack Defense. So you're really pushing up his attack and defense, which makes sense, because potentially that's really easy to use. 6 extra defense, and then when you get into Wrath percentage, well, at least when you hit 75%, the Brazen Attack Defense triggers as well, so you get extra 7 attack, so you add 13 attack and 13 defense, so 43 defense and 61 attack. That's really solid, but I'm just surprised that you went for Woodal. So yeah, let me know, guys, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the main reason why we actually picked this Rutger was the fact of it basically looks exactly like the kind of thing that you would want to see somebody running an arena for Rutger's bonus week, because he basically is going to run in there and just try and pick up whatever kills you want to leave out for him, because with that Moonbow and that double Wrath damage add-on, you're pretty much going to be nuking just about whatever you want to throw him at that point, because I actually ran some numbers with Baked, and for the most part, the only things he really has trouble with is like various very bulky armors that are running like Fortress Def Res or Special Fighter. Beyond that, he's pretty much going outside of the weapon triangle and picking up all the kills.
So my question is, why do you not go for Slaying Edge and then just go for even faster Moonbows with Wrath? That's my question. Or, because for me, if I had Slaying Edge, I would do one of two things, right? I'd either go for Slaying Edge with Moonbow, so for the fastest possible Moonbows, especially when you have attack defense bond or attack defense solo, you just take a hit, you counter back with a Moonbow. That's pretty good. Or I switch over to Luna. So I would do Slaying Edge Luna instead of Moonbow. In which case, it's still 2 cooldown, but instead of doing 30%, it's 50%. And I know there's a difference. Sometimes Moonbow is preferable, especially in cases of where... what are the cases again? Oh yeah, in cases where they have very low defense, right? That's preferable. But still, like, just, I don't know, man. The Eliwoodo. That's about my only gripe with it, because it just seems like it was not that necessary. Other than that, it's a fine build. It's a fine build. I'm just surprised by the tweaks. It's a different take on I would say it's a different take on Rutger's base kit, and I'm just surprised you did Steady Breath, but you're not showing that off. Steady Breath Wrath is such a great combination, but it is pretty generic. Anyways, great Rutger. If this is an arena build, wouldn't you want Ether for points? If it is an arena build, you would definitely want Ether. So it wouldn't really make sense either way. If it was for arena, I would go for Slaying easily and then Ether, because there's no reason to go for without Ether. It just never triggers. And if you're using like Wrath with Ether, it's usually beyond overkill, or it doesn't do anything. So is this an AR build? I don't know. Okay, okay, sure. ARico. A +9 Linus. What?
Ooh.
I'm surprised. Usually when people do this, they totally go for Raven. This is interesting. At +9, Linus has 53 HP, 59 attack, 39 speed, 40 defense, 23 res. I believe the one thing he has over Raven is the higher bulk, but he sacrifices a lot of speed for it. I think they're comparable in attack, from what I remember. Anyways, this is the build we were just talking about, Steady Breath Wrath. Great build. Basilisk drops your cooldown by 1, so it's basically a slaying weapon, and you refine it for defense. Interesting, most people use their special refine because it's life and death. But you do hit 40 defense, and Steady Breath takes it to 44. Wrath. With all of that, for the fast blue flames. Blue flames drops to, well, they're instant. As soon as you're hit, you attack back with blue flame, and then attack speed bond, so that you don't really need to rely on QR or anything. Because at 44 speed, you're already in there. You're generally gonna double back, and then if you have somebody next to him to trigger to attack speed bond, the blue flame does 25 and 6 instead of 10. That is so good. Wow. So I was about to have a problem with this build just from the fundamentals of it. Unless you like Linus more than Raven, but the fundamentals of it was, you know, why go for Linus when Raven's so much more accessible and generally more offensive? But that's the thing, Linus is better defensively, and you're making full use of that defensive attributes. Wow. Ryu's not here, so he's not gonna explain it. Bake, do you want to take over?
Yeah, Ryu can't. He fell asleep. But like, I really like this because it's 64-44 offensively, and then he's got 44 defense as well. It's just really, really nice.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of durability despite not having any sustain, and you know, like instant blue flame is just ridiculous.
Mhm.
Plus Wrath, oh my god, it's just so much special damage.
I like the Wrath there because even if he doesn't come into combat, once he's in the percentage, he could eventually get blue flame anyways.
Yeah, and it's only 2 cooldowns, so it doesn't even take that long.
Yep. So, wow, it's really strong. The blue flame is what really really kicks it in for me. Like I was thinking like this build wasn't gonna be that impressive until the blue flame. Interesting to do that though. I've never seen Basilisk used and refined for defense too. So, cool. I liked it. Man. This is so simple fundamentally because it's Steady Breath Wrath. Oh, there's also green dual infantry. This is your arena hero. But used in this scenario, in this case of Linus of all characters, that is cool. 5 flowers too. All right. Good luck on getting the rest of the 5. KaizerVeil, 11 crowns. Whoa. 8 flowers plus 8 legendary Marth. Whoa. Whoa, okay. I've never seen heavily merged Legendary Marth. Because of the fact that I think most people, well, people like Marth and everything. Most people just recognize that at the moment, his anti-dragon roll, well, at the time of his release, was not that huge. But you know what? With characters like a Dune coming out, Marth is becoming more and more necessary. Anyways, at +8, 47 HP, 56 attack, 45 speed, 36 defense, 25 res. He's one of the most interesting characters in the game with how Exalted Falchion works. He basically was Roy before Roy, so for those who don't remember, effective against dragon foes, but unlike Roy, who has DC, he has speed +3, grants bonus to attack speed, defense res during combat, equals current bonus on each of unit stats, calculates each stat bonus independently, so instead of it being bonus doubler being an A skill, it's in the sword, it's sword instead. He comes with Fire Emblem. This is actually a pretty cool skill. Boosts damage by 30% of unit speed. So 30% of unit speed, which is at 45. And then after trigger, it grants attack speed, defense res +4 to unit and all allies for 1 turn after combat. So it's a special move that does damage, but also buffs. And then with Steady Breath, he gets instant Fire Emblems. Oh, that's so good. And he's still quick. And with Flashing Blade, oh, I actually like that touch too. So this is for dragons, because Binding Shield guarantees you make a follow-up attack, your opponent can't counterattack. So you would attack once, Fire Emblem would therefore be ready and procced, and then your next hit you trigger Fire Emblem, and then you just smash them. Well, that's cool. Alright, Baked. Give me the rundown.
Yeah, dude, it just seems like a really nice way to use Marth. Like, it focuses on bringing out his Fire Emblem, and then he's got Steady Breath as opposed to Fierce or Warding Breath, so he's got like a really decent durability. I think like 48 defense if you count his buffs.
Mm-hmm.
Plus defense smoke, so he's always going to get kills.
So did he let you know what his defenses are? I'm sorry, his stat. Well, did no hero let you know what he buffs him with?
Not at all. He didn't
Okay.
say anything. It just seems like a really good build.
Okay, it's not.
Oh no, because Fire Emblem is +4, and then his weapon is +4 as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool because when Fire Emblem triggers,
Yeah.
Exalted Falchion triggers.
It's crazy.
So that +4 to everything gets increased to
It's +8.
+8, and then that's Steady Breath charge. So yeah, you're right. You add 12 more defense. And the one thing people didn't like about him was just the fact that he was supposed to kill dragons, but his res wasn't that high. But you know what? If you get one Fire Emblem to trigger off, at least for that turn, you will be pretty decent off. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's got Flashing Blade to make sure he can proc it against any dragon.
Yeah. All right, this is really cool. I like your build. I definitely think I need to make more anti-dragon heroes. I faced way too many of her last week, and she was just. You only have so many counters for her. The fact that you couldn't debuff her, and the fact the one I fought was with Tiki, so she just kept triggering with everyone. What the F am I supposed to do? Okay. But yeah, great Marth. NightmareBen. Oh man. Do you guys remember how hyped everyone was when she first got released? The chibi form of her just looks so cool. And Warrior Princess was cool. Sturdy Impact. Okay, whoa. +10 with the seashell hairpin. 4 flowers. So about max 2. Also, what did you guys think of her art? I was always of the feel that her art was kind of different, but I liked it. But yeah, what a god. Alright, so at 42 HP, 57 attack, 43 speed, 21 defense, 34 res. Pretty solid all the way around. The 34 res is big. Because she can take a shot from mage and kill her. Kill whichever mage hit her. 21 defense is kind of low, but it is what it is. Warrior Princess, effective against flying and armor foes. Grants speed +3, grants attack +3 to allies within 2 spaces during combat. So it actually has 4 abilities. The bow default effective against flyers. Warrior Princess effective against armored, which is always kind of awkward because her attack wasn't so high that in some situations it didn't even matter. Like they would still just shrug off her attack, though they'd be closer to death. Grants speed +3, and then grants attack +3 to allies in 2 spaces, basically drive attack. So yeah, that's nice. Drawback, Ether. Sturdy Impact, Flyer Formation, Gold Flyers, and Squad ACE 3. So you're trying to make up her attack, which is smart, because, you know, effective against weapons would get so much more from extra attack. So, like, if you get 4 extra attack, the effective damage basically makes it 6 extra attack. So that's one of the reasons. With all that said, Sturdy Impact. Wow, that's a huge commitment. You hit 63 attack, and you add that 10 defense, which makes a big difference, because if you're against armored, you need to take 1 hit in response, because you still have to deal with distant counter. So if you have effective bulk of at 63, there's a decent chance you get one shot. At 73, it's significantly harder. So no, I see it. I like it. Wow. All right. So fundamentally, this should be in a Fire Emblem team, and then altogether, it comes out really strong.
But anyway, my thoughts on this Hinoka are exactly the same as Nim's in this case, because actually, just looking at the Sturdy Impact, like you said, you have that nice 73 bulk whenever you have to worry about trying to take on an armor, which more often than not, she's going to be taking on armors because of Warrior Princess. But more often than not as well, you're going to be hoping that you don't have to worry about taking too many hits, because 63 attack, when you round that up with a 1.5 times multiplier, that's going to be roughly like 9.4 if I do my math correctly.
Yeah.
More often than not, you're going to be nuking whatever you're going to be hitting. But in the case that you don't, you're only going to have to worry about 1 hit, and more often than not, you don't have to worry about taking a 73 straight face. So at the end of the day, she's going to do her job fantastically as far as killing whatever she finds. And then being on a flyer team, I mean, she's going to do some pretty crazy stuff as well.
My only concern is flyer formation over desperation, because Hinoka doesn't have that much bulk, and if she takes any kind of hit, she's going to be barely alive. And because of the way Warrior Princess works, where she has 2 effective against damages, you know, desperation could be... I mean, if the idea is she could probably one-shot a flyer, I wouldn't doubt that much, but armor heroes are a different matter entirely. And if they can counterattack, it's usually kind of scary, so... But with that said, this encounter in higher levels arena, tier 20, is becoming more and more rare as less and less people realize they're going up against mages. So, my only gripe with it is maybe desperation, but I can totally see flyer formation as well. Flyer formation adds a ton of extra utility to Hinoka, expanding her effective against range too. But yeah, that's about the only thing I can say. And it was fantastic. Thanks, Ike the Beast. Thanks for the follow. There's a blue. Oh, I almost saw. I thought I read blue flame. I was like, wait, what? Yeah, she comes with attack speed bond. Flyer guidance is not used. Interesting. Gold flyers is super useful, but flyer guidance for the maximum movement, because you can teleport to somebody with flyer formation and attack, and then teleport the rest of your team to her. Interesting. This better be good, because this guy's known to troll, so...
Unless it's the other phase, because I know there are 2
No,
phases.
no, it's not that phase. It's not phase relock.
It's this phase.
Oh my god.
Ooh. I can't wait for
Look at that stupid cap on the Black Knight. Okay, I'm already not taking this seriously. No Ragnall. I mean, no Alondite. No Alondite. Woodal. Okay,
I'm
sure.
ready for this.
What is this? Oh no, this is like a take on... Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think
I mean...
I've heard of... Do you guys remember when Black Knight first came out? There was talk about Fury, and then when Bullfighter came out, there was talk about Fury Bold Fighter, because that way you could just get fast-ass Black Lunas. Well, I guess here we are. In its greatest reincarnation yet.
But whoa, Dow. Oh, that hurts.
That hurts, I know. Okay. Yeah?
I know it's supposed to increase the damage of Black Luna, but
Mm-hmm.
you're also giving up distant counter.
Yeah. I never liked giving up this encounter. And before
You
someone
would've
argues, it's because of tiers. No, he's tier 17, so he's not in armored land. He still fights a lot of ranged heroes.
I think it would have really sealed the deal if he had pass 3 on him.
Pass 3, yeah, let's go. Alright, so real quick, I just want to break this down. The beauty of this build is this. When he attacks, he drops his cooldown by 2 thanks to Bold Fighter, and then when they counterattack him, it drops it by 1. So his next hit is a Bold Fighter with Wudao. So whatever he should just smash whatever he's attacking. Because the Black Luna drops their defense and rest to 80%, sorry, to 20%. And then your Wudao gives you 10 extra damage, and you just smash them. And once you take enough damage, you get the extra defense, so you get to 57 defense and 65 attack. So you don't, and then if you smoke them too, if it's against a physical hero, it doesn't matter if Fury just killed your HP. If you're taking 0 damage, it doesn't matter. And then you just keep going like that. Of course, the only flaw is the low res. The low res means against any magical heroes, especially dragons, he's in trouble. But some teams are all physical, so literally he's perfect for that. Oh man, I'm kind of surprised to see this. This is like old school build, but instead of Fury 3, it's Fury 4. Before someone says like, hey, why is he going for Fury 4? There's no, in my eyes, there's no big reason to go for Fury because you're doubling anyways, but it does prevent them from doubling you back, which might be scary because at a certain point, what really might get you in trouble is the fact that they might get a special. So if you have really high speed, you prevent that extra hit. But if you just kill them in 2 hits, it doesn't really matter anyways. But it does provide him some, like at least at the start of the battle, he can take a hit. So it doesn't, but it doesn't have to be Fury. That's correct. I've seen Life and Death Black Knights with the same build, but you know what? Fury's worth more points, even though he doesn't really need more points. Anyways, this is definitely not what I was imagining.
And also the Fury actually works pretty well with the Brazen Seal, so there's
Oh yeah,
that
that's
as well.
true. In my eyes though, because of how the exchanges goes, you wouldn't really need the Fury to get you in there. Cause like sure you get in there quickly, but afterwards it's just like, hey, this is about to kill me to use Fury.
Yeah, it's pretty much a suicidal Black Knight after a while. But I mean, it's definitely a very unique take from Faze anyway, because I really like what he's going for here, just from the simple fact that he's trying to deal as much damage as humanly possible, while also staying as bulky as humanly possible, because once he's in Brazen range, that's 56 defense and 65 attack. Whatever he's not going to be killing with his initial hit is also going to be dying from Black Luna, more than likely. But after a while, whatever he doesn't kill on his first hit will probably also kill him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty much a very tanky, turns into glass cannon type of unit.
Well, as I said, yeah, he's just looking for the physical matchups. That's especially if he can get the attack smoke to trigger, he could survive any of them. But
Yeah, definitely.
That's the if. So, is he really specialized? I totally wasn't expecting this. So, surprisingly, I'll say great Black Knight, but at your tier, definitely Alondite is generally better, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at this and the first thing I thought is it's a meme that worked.
I don't think it's a meme because if this is something that we saw in the game when he first came out. Sorry, when Bold Fighter first came out. There was a lot of talk. People forget this, but there was a lot of talk about making a fast Black Knight because he was the second fastest armor hero when he was released. I believe Drog was the only one ahead of him. So using Fury at the time made sense, but yeah, the game's changed so much since then. An AwakenStar, isn't it? Doesn't that mean it's about to implode?
You are correct.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting name. Obviously you don't want to start to implode, because doesn't that cause a dark hole, a black hole?
It depends. I think it's depending on how big the size is.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting name. All right. Cool. AwakenStar. All right. Plus 10 Leon. 4 flowers. 46 HP. 54 attack. 43 speed. A friggin' fast Leon. You kidding? All right. Did not expect to see a fast Leon. Interesting. 38 defense. 22 res. Usually see defensive Leons, which makes a lot more sense to me. But let's see the build. Fishy bow, basically desperation in the bow. Youth at speed refine, makes sense if you're going for speed Leon. Reposition, moonbow, sure. Fury 3, brash assault, odd attack wave, flashing blade. Hold up, aren't you a bit too quick for this? Is this the right build? Baked.
Yeah, it's the right build.
Okay. Because this is Fury, Desperation with Brash Assault. Like, instead of the Brash Assault being in the Seal slot, it's in the B slot, because you can use Desperation with Fishy Bow instead. So you're really doing this to use Flashing Blade and Fury at the same time.
Yeah, because that makes Moonbow consistent.
It makes Moonbow consistent, right. But
And
why?
I think Brash Assault is to brute force the double against something like Morning Weary Fighter. Or if it's like Ira, distant counter Ira, he can at least double her without having to outspeed her.
You're right. But that's a bit too Galaxy Brain for me, because usually you want to do Brash Assault Desperation when you're really slow, and Leon is definitely not supposed to be a fast archer. So, that's really interesting to me. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, but it sets itself up. Fury, Brash Assault, Desperation, it all works together.
It does work together. The only thing is, Wary Fighter, I don't actually see it that often. I see it on Effie's, I see it on Surters, and obviously by default on Legendary, it's Legendary Hector. But that's about it, and usually it's not that big of a deal. But for those cases, yeah, I mean, getting instant Moonbow would significantly increase your damage output because they have high armor. And you would be able to break through and double them cleanly. So you might kill them before they can counterattack. But usually you want to go for Brash Assault Desperation when you're super slow, and you have somebody who's super slow, and that's Leon. So what I'm saying is, like, if you went for attack Leon, you sacrifice 3 speed, you'll still be fine killing armors, and if anything, you'll do slightly better because you do more damage. Interesting. It's probably the most interesting build I've seen all day. Yeah. That was what he did first? Oh, okay. Neutral speed also reduces doubles, so that 38 defense looks pretty good in that case. You're right. You're right, but yeah, that's the only thing that gets to me. You usually the best usage of this build is when you have mediocre speed to really bad speed. And Leon is bulky. All right, interesting build. Like, I didn't expect to see this. Only thing I would have done was go for plus attack Leon, but you know what? At 43 speed, it also makes a lot of sense. It's just like this build makes so much more sense if your speed was lower. But that's about it. And Fury Desperation, still one of my favorite builds, and in this case it works even better because you're gonna have to struggle kind of. Yeah, one of the odd things with Brash Assault is reaching that 50% range. So when you have Fury, you can definitely get there pretty safely. Yeah, odd attack wave, flashing blade. So yeah, on the odd turns is when you really shine. Jaebrin GPM tier 20. You guys are right. This absolutely looks like Brock, and it's not because I'm racist. Oh, also I'm not racist. When you say it like that, you gotta imply you're racist.
don't think that's a race thing.
Yeah.
To be real.
Also, I'm Asian, so don't even get on me on that. So, okay, he definitely looks like Brock. That face, that soft smile, that lack of eyeballs. Anyways, that hair. Well, not really, but you get what that light skin versus dark skin. Okay, this isn't similar. It's I'm just coming out all from his eyes. Okay, this is wrong. Okay, but yeah, one's a agile horseman, the other one's a Pokemon trainer. So Oscar, 49 HP, 54 attack, 41 speed, 30 defense, 25 res. When he first came out, I was actually pretty upset because I was like, wow, what's the point of Roderick then? Except for the fact you saved, I don't know, 20k feathers. If he demotes, and then he did demote. Oscar's one of those 5 stars that demoted. Which was weird because I saw plus 10 Oscars when he first got released. Everyone was like, he's so good. Yeah, it was weird. But yeah, 54 attack, 41 speed, pretty solid. Slaying Spear for the faster moonbows. Attack speed solo, nice. If you have attack speed solo, I would usually go for attack, because at that point you reach 60 attack, 47 speed really easily. Chill defense. That's good. Even defense wave. That's good. Even turns, more defense. And you really want Oscar to sustain himself, because you don't want him to be really near somebody. And I really like attack speed solo and solo skills in general on heroes that are calves, because calves usually have lower BST, and calves have more flexibility in terms of movement, so they can afford being further away from everyone else. So if you got caught out of position for whatever reason, you have a better chance of recovering yourself with a cav rather than an infantry hero, for example. Anyways, attack speed solo takes him to 60, 47, and then when he takes enough damage, he is at 37. Sorry, 60, 67 and 37. Chill defense helps a lot. Maybe you nuke with the Moonbow. That's kind of unlikely, even if you drop it. Oh wait, sorry, Slaying Spear. No, sorry. Against armor heroes. Sorry, it's still kind of unlikely. You definitely gotta take the hit. But if you double on them, you'll get the kill on them. So maybe with Moonbow and Slaying Spear, you do get a nuke on somebody, but that's really iffy. Even Defense Wave, this is actually kind of crucial because your defense isn't that good. Alright. So yeah, T, why was this a selection?
Well, for this build, when I looked at it initially, I mean, the one thing I did question was the Moonbow, kind of like you just did. Beyond that, though, I mean, this looks like a really fun build, and I can actually attest is a very fun build to use in modes such as Rival Domains and GC. And, I mean, just looking at it and seeing it on the field, I mean, literally running around with 60 attack, 47 speed, you're doubling pretty much everything you're going to be seeing as far as GCRD goes.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm assuming that this build is also used as like an arena assault reinforcement type build.
Oh, right.
Because obviously it's not scoring optimal, so I mean, it definitely looks like it'd be something good you'd be able to throw in to take out a couple of reds or something like that.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised of it being plus an Oscar. So Jaebrin, why'd you select Oscar of all the heroes? Usually, I mean, Oscar is more ideal than Roderick. But usually, I don't see Oscars. Interesting. And usually, Oscars that I do see are Fire Sweep Oscars. That's the most common Oscars I see. Just honestly haven't changed for Moonbow. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, there could also be the fact that, like, some people, including myself, it could have been an issue where RNG kind of told them what to do.
Yeah, sometimes people end up with, like, 10 heroes of this hero that's pretty good and they didn't intend for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Because Oscar is dope. To be fair, he is the deputy commander. Wait, actually, is he the deputy commander? I don't remember anymore.
No, he's Brock. What are you talking about?
He's Brock. No, the deputy commander is Titania, but afterwards, I mean. After something happens. I forgot. It's been a long time since I played. Alright, and yeah, for some quick reference, why do I get Slaying Spear confused with Slaying Lance? At times, it's because even though I looked at it and even though I went into it, if I look away and read chat, sometimes it just your brain takes a shortcut and then you just forget for a moment. So that's the reason. It's not such a big deal because I usually recognize it within, you know, a couple, at least a minute. Titaia, tier 20, Leif, red glasses, red Woodao. I mean, Woodaos are all red, but red sword. 50 attack, 50 HP, 45 speed, 38 defense, 27 res. Plus 8 Leif with 5 flowers. Interesting. Give me a second. Did we see this build earlier with Woodao attack speed solo Wrath?
Rutger.
Yeah, the Rutger. Okay.
No, the Rutger was attack defense solo.
Oh, attack. This is why we have you baked. You remember the second part of it. All right. It will be the same idea still, though. But yeah, attack speed solo Wrath. Okay, so this is for the sustain in soul to trigger. Wrath would help you drop soul. Flashing blade will help you drop soul. Basically, your defensive stats aren't that amazing, but keep in mind 38 defense, 27 res. There's nothing to sneeze at. It's actually pretty solid. With your attack, your speed, and the fact that you're getting really fast souls, you'll just keep your high HP up. Well, 50 is relatively high for infantry, I would say. And then attack smoke to drop their attack even more. So yeah, this is a pretty damn good build. You sustain your Leif, but I'm interested in seeing like why Leif was selected for this build. Maybe you just like Leif a lot. But yeah, baked. What do you think?
I think he chose Leif because Leif has a really decent defense tier. Like as far as swords go, he has 30 defense right now, and that allows him. It gives him some flexibility when it comes to proccing his soul.
Yeah.
He's not as vulnerable as other units.
Right. I'm surprised by soul though.
Yeah, soul is entirely for the sustain, but the way he's compensating is by giving him Woodao, which is guaranteed 10 damage, and then Wrath, so it's potentially another 10.
I suppose this works out better because if he hits something that's slower than he is, right? He attacks one time, they attack back once, and then wait a second, you still use it. I'm just trying to figure out a situation where you get to keep the soul for the next battle. Because there's a lot of awkward situations where you use soul and it's on the second hit and you barely heal.
Yeah, I think to do that you'd have to
hit some
one shot
like,
with soul first.
Yeah. Or hit a
Like-
mage.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, interesting. Sustain Leif. I really would like to just see this in battle because I know sustaining builds there are so many cool cases where like I've seen like ether raids get demolished by heroes that can sustain themselves.
DC Noontime, it's crazy.
It is crazy. All right. There's literally nothing I would change. This is perfect. The only thing I would say consider is instead of attack speed solo, go for attack defense solo and be just like the Rutger we revealed. And that's just because you wanna at 45 speed at the higher tiers you're definitely fine. Yeah, tier 20. At tier 21, you're definitely fine with 45 speed. You know, you're mostly fighting against armors, at which point more defense, more sustain is generally more useful. But that's about the only reason. Attack speed solo, who's it on again? It's on ARico.
ARico, yeah.
Is that an only hero?
I think it is.
Damn.
Only ARico.
All right. That's a big pill to swallow. All right. I don't want to do the comparison because I'll never ever forget Jaezo's Leif. At this point. Whenever I see a Leif, I always just remember his. Zhou is his name. Tier 19. With the big sack of gifts. Plus 10 Barst, plus 5 flowers, 56 HP, 50 attack, 37 speed, 44 defense, 32 res. Oh, wait. Didn't we see something similar? We've seen a fortress defense Barst, didn't we? Or was that from hero views? They all just blur together at this point. Holy crap. Alright. I like this because... Well, no. No, I like it. It's just Barst of all the characters to use. Warrior Talus who works for Ogma and has been a pirate and woodcutter. Can it be any more different? This man was a pirate. Then he just cut wood. And then he just tells you, I just cut wood. He's really good in Child Dragon. I like him. Alright. But why is this such a cool ass build? Well, Fortress Defense Res, you sacrifice 2 attack. Doesn't really matter. 50 attack. Because you sacrifice that 2 attack, you get all them extra stats for defense and res. So 44 defense, 32 res is pretty damn solid. But here's the thing, that attack you sacrifice, don't worry about it, because you get it back when you're attacked with Sack of Gifts. And then your defense and res gets even higher to 40, 46, 34, and your speed is effectively 39. So using Barst defensively, you can use Barst offensively or defensively. He's one of those kind of forgotten heroes who's actually pretty damn good. But then, you know, there's a character called Raven, so kind of gets forgotten a lot. Panic Ploy, not bad, because his HP is really high. QR, I don't think QR is necessary, though. That's the only issue. Is this correct?
Yeah, it's correct.
Alright, that's weird. Darting Stance.
Oh, wait, no, you're
QR.
right. I think it was close defense.
Okay. Can you double check? Because that is what I have an issue with. If you already have QR, what's the point of Darting Stance? And when you have 39 speed base, I'm not even sure you need QR in the first place.
45.
But Darting Stance QR, you could definitely replace this. Oh, you guys are right. How could he ever do this? He sacrificed 11 repositions. Oh my god, his team must be terrible at this point. You should change your name from Zhou to Drawback Master, because that's all you got. Alright, Drawback Master. Let's see what other skills you got. Selena has Repo too, don't worry, but she's a Sundere. And she never shows up. We got Raid. Thanks, ICC Bass. Thanks for host of 5. Thanks so much. I would say, please check out ICC Bass and then press exclamation mark. Whatever command people use, but I'm a monkey. I never put that into the system, so I'm sorry. But thanks. Imagine not foddering Owen exclusively for reposition, says Draco. Alright. Mods, you see that Draco guy, right? You mute him. You mute him till the sun blows up. Thanks. Wow, this is a lot of stuff. I wonder why you like Barst so much. Man. Special Spyro? What? Alright. Jesus. Okay. But I definitely like the Panic Ploy. Oh, the Infantry Pulse Waving too, but I like the Panic Ploy. Alright. Anyways, fantastic build. I like it a lot. But, man, those repositions. I know there's some people out there who would rather fodder off Owen for reposition. You guys are dicks. But Barst. I've mostly just been using Barst for reposition fodder. Anyways, fantastic Barst. Great defensively, but the only issue is the build itself. So yeah, Baked, let me know.
Oh, yeah, it was actually Darting Stance from the start.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so why do you think that is?
I feel like this is made to take on something like Ira, because the base, like the standard Ira is like 50 speed plus 10, and at 45, if you give him a buff, he can actually negate her double and then force the double back.
That's
But
so
like
specific.
if he doesn't have Darting Stance, yeah, it's specific. It's really specific.
Huh. Alright. It makes sense. I mean, speed is a defensive stat. I mean, speed is the catch-all stat, basically. Can be used offensively and defensively. But when you have Darting Stance, usually it's QR or Darting Stance, not QR and Darting Stance. And when it's QR and Darting Stance, it's because you use Darting Stance on a super slow hero. So yeah, that's really interesting. It's fine. It's just, personally, you have Special Spyro. You have a lot of cool B skills, dude. Available. You even have Renewal. Renewal of Darting Stance is a fine build too, in my opinion. But yeah. Fantastic Barst. No, it is fire, yeah. All right, I didn't remember wrong. So L Fire Eliwoodo, cool. I mean the red hair, and the red Woodao. I mean it's not Woodao, but you know what I mean. All right. Devoted Love, Eliwood, 40 plus 7, 3 flowers, 57 HP, 57 attack, 40 speed, 32 defense, 31 res. He's one of the more interesting armors because he's high HP, not that high defensively, not that high in terms of res, but fast. Fairly fast anyways, and hits pretty damn hard. Alright, so with Harmonic Lance Plus, he comes with Pivot, Noontime, DC, Special Fighter, Attack Smoke 3, and QR 3. Noontime, Harmonic Lance, great combination, keeps your sustain up. His defensive stats are not that high, but he does have high HP, so that makes perfect sense. The Special Fighter to help you with cooldown and prevent specials, and as long as you're over 50%, which Noontime will keep you in, that's a great combination. And the Attack Smoke drops their attack even more, so your low sustain has gets you even further. And the QR at 40 speed, so it gets you just scared of getting doubled, and ensuring you double back. That's a fine build. T, what do you got? Like, what's your interpretation here?
My interpretation is when I look at a unit and I think to myself, what makes it a number one? I think of one of two things mainly. One, it fits with any team and basically can do just about whatever you want it to be. And two, you have a unit sitting in front of you that literally can just be sitting in the middle of a battlefield having a cup of tea and just sustaining until the very end. You definitely have number two here, because with that 57 attack, you're going to be hitting pretty damn hard, like you said. You got that 40 speed with quick riposte. I mean, at that point, like I said before with the Barst, you're going to be able to more than likely cut through wary fighter and things like that. That'll try and stop your doubles, and then also you'd be able to more than likely be able to double them back as well. And then with Special Fighter, you're stopping your opponent from getting special charges while also making sure you basically have an instant noontime ready for every single follow-up attack. Or basically every counterattack is a noontime, really. So at that point, you're going to not only stay within the range of keeping Special Fighter active, you're also going to be more than likely killing your opponent, because every single hit you do at that point is going to be plus 10 damage thanks to Harmonic Lance. And then you're also going to be dealing the attack smoke out, so whoever comes up next is going to be having a much harder time trying to deal damage or kill the Eliwood. So at the end of the day, this build right here is perfect if you want to try and have something that sustains, especially with that very, very high bulk he has.
It's not just sustain. I think this legitimately has a good chance of wiping out entire teams.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, this unit is built for the long haul and is basically meant to sit there and laugh at everything that comes in the way.
Okay, but the one thing I disagree with what you said was, you said he could be sipping tea. You guys realize with noontime, it's not like you're deflecting damage. You literally get hurt. You could be like you take life-threatening damage. Like his arm could be barely like attached to his body, and then he noontimes and he heals up. He's not sipping tea. This man's still going through the pain.
I like the idea that he's sipping tea. Don't let the dream die, Nim.
Okay. I also like has anybody ever just thought about that, like in games and stuff, where you're like 1 HP, barely hanging on to life, and you're like still just demolishing opponents and stuff. Like, okay, that's yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's every CC Vantage user in AR nowadays.
I was gonna say Soth, but okay.
That too.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you bring Soth into everything. All right, this is a pretty committed to Eliwood, and I do think Eliwood is really, really good. I think he's one of the heroes that you might want to consider maxing out. Maxing out from the perspective of for arena purposes. And this build is actually not that expensive. I would argue Distant Counter is optional. You definitely don't need it. If you want to cover for even more things, range heroes, you do Distant Counter. Otherwise, you got cheap options for everything up close. Special Fighter is the only expensive thing here. I would argue Shigiri is not that difficult to get a copy of for Harmonic Lance. Attack Smoke's a 4-star skill. Yeah, this is surprisingly cheap. It's just 2 5-star skills. Special Fighter's the hardest one though. Special Fighter is still rare. Which Special Fighter is on
Brave Eliwood.
Brave Eliwood. That's
No,
what I remember.
Eliwood. Ephraim. I'm retarded.
Sorry, Ephraim. Yeah, Ephraim. You're right.
I'm
So-
sorry.
I was about to ask which one you were referring to because one hasn't been in game yet.
They both start with E.
Actually, this
Oh,
this
you
might
get
be
that too,
Valentine's
yeah.
Ike. Actually,
Oh, you're right.
Oh, fuck.
That would be kind of sad. It's like, hey, Ike comes out a year later, becomes a part of last year's VA hero instead. All right, fair enough. I like this build. I might even replicate it, except I would just do it on I just do it on Ephraim, because I don't really want to sacrifice Ephraim. Ephraim could actually pull this off, considering Garm allows him to double at all times, and as long as I keep triggering the armor march. And then close defense, so he reaches 46 defense, and I could just use the noontime for... But he might even not even need it, because he doesn't take enough damage. I think it works better on Eliwood, because he has higher HP and lower defense, so that the effects are actually meaningful.